What's up, everybody? It's your boy Andrew Esquire here, whose mic may or may not be too low. Let's double check this right now. But we're coming at you. This is Legal Mindset. We teach you to be your own judge. I hope you guys are doing well today. I am doing very well, and I want to do an anime episode because it's been way too long. It's been far too long since we've done this. Also, I've got my nice I got this in Thailand, so I've got my nice waifu shirt on right now. Now, that's a little bit, the waifu material shirt is way too spicy for YouTube. So just that little flash is probably enough to get us by these censors that are definitely censoring me, definitely keeping me down. But nothing can really keep me down. Yes. We're in appropriate degenerate attire here to talk about ending the wars. That's both the waifu wars and the anime wars, really, and even in the Oshi wars, if you want to take it into the VTubing context, which I think is always an appropriate context. The VTubing context is always nice, but it's a nice, fun one today. We'll be talking about a lot of stuff. There'll be some deeper stuff too. Also, at the end, I'm going to be talking about my locals because I'm going to be talking about a lot more stuff on locals, about a lot of stuff with anime. I'm going to do more religion, politics, my deeper thoughts, some revelations I've had. So all those things are going to be more on locals than on YouTube, some of them, because they're not necessarily news topics, not necessarily legal, but I want to do a lot more content. So I'll have at the end a promo code for the first 50 people to sign up. If you're not a member of my locals, please, you're going to definitely miss out over the coming weeks. It's going to be pretty spicy. So make sure you do that. Okay. We've already got people in the chat. Now I will try to get some stuff from, especially from the members, but make sure to super chat, make sure to send in your member chats, and I will answer all of those as we go on today. Let's see here. Mad says, hey, lovely seeing you streaming again. Hey, once again, I sometimes get busy, and also, if I get stressed out, if I'm not in the right mood, I don't end up doing a stream. I was at a kind of interesting event here. It was like a Thai Burning Man sort of situation, but it was too expensive. And I'm trying to save some money here. I'm a little bit broke at the end of the month. I've had a lot of expenses. So yeah, that's where we're at. But anyways, I'm here making content for you guys. Hope you guys are having a great time. And I'm glad to be here with all of you guys. We still got the little turkey here in the corner. I thought the turkey was cute. The turkey right here is cute. So, and I like birds. Birds are nice. Birds are cool. Kind of want to get a bird, but good to see you guys here. And yeah, somebody said, why not make an anime channel? Well, we could do that, and that might be on my illegal mindset channel, the stuff that's like not legal mindset. And then I'm also thinking about soon making a kind of travel slash kind of my stuff around Thailand, stuff that I'm doing channel. So, but that would be kind of separate. So yeah. JP Ravenfire said birds for the win. That's right. Between JP Ravenfire and Eagle the Clipper, and also my good friend Parrot the VTuber from Colombia, I think I have a lot of birds around. And I think I'm going to be a man of the birds, right? Man of the birds. Okay. King Lugia 95 gifted 5 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much for the support. Yes. laggy today. I don't know. My internet's been a little weird lately, but we're doing all right, and we'll be fine. I couldn't. X was acting up too. X has been really, weird lately. But yeah, wouldn't let me actually log in and post this. But I'll share this out afterwards. We're gonna have lots of clips and shorts later. So hopefully that's all resolved and X gets their stuff together. But Parrot is trapped in the Ichisanji mines. I know, and I'm gonna have to come there soon because I haven't forgot about the VTuber mines, and I am a man who was made in the VTuber mines. Most people aren't. Okay. I want to know what war. Okay, we're going to talk about the wars. We're going to talk about wars. We're going to start. Of course, I've got a PP for you guys, a nice PowerPoint, which I'm going to present to you guys today. And it is right here. Let's see when my computer decides to behave. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. So we got ending the wars. I got this nice festive background, guys, for the holiday season, right? It's my gift to you all is peace in the Thanksgiving and Christmas time. I mean, those are the big two, right? Tank Rat says, it's been 3.5 years of scuff. Hey, man, I really appreciate you boomering and being late and looking forward to the future scuff. Hey, I did not scuff it today. We've been scuff free today, but I'm not going to jinx it because you never know. Scuff can always come. So let's continue. Let's talk about this here today. Let's talk about ending the wars. Okay. So the main war, and we've always talked about this one, yes, is Asuka, Rei, and Masato. All three of them. And by the way, it is all three. And a lot of people, they get all stuck in the Asuka versus Rei thing, but Masato was perfectly acceptable option. If Shinji was not such a pansy, he could have done it. He could have gone there and connected the dots. And you know what? The real secret is that the three of them together could have fixed the situation. All three of them. If they worked together, there would have been no third impact. But no, especially if Shinji could get all of them in line, but he just couldn't do it, right? And they all have good different attributes. So let's talk about them all, right? Let's talk about them all. Oh no, this is very serious. Just hang on. All will be revealed, right? So you've got Asuka, right? She can pilot the mech. She gets in the fucking robot, unlike Shinji. And even if Shinji was competent and not a bitch, she would still be better than him. She would still be the best, right? But you got Rei. Now, Rei's great because she's empathetic. She understands things. She, can become what she needs to become, right? And, she's kind of the key to all of this. And then you got Masato, who's a very competent businesswoman, very sexy, knows her stuff, and could have gotten all of Nerve in line, right? All of Nerve in line. But Shinji had to just not pick any of them, right? Or maybe even, maybe you could argue he picked one, right? Maybe you could argue he picked Asuka. But you know what? He should have picked all three. That's right. He should have picked all three. The real answer to the question is not which one. It is all three. That is always the answer. Three is a very magical number, right? And what's up for the Mollington raid? Appreciate that. This is a confident, sexy businesswoman, right? You're thinking too American. You got to think Japan. You got to think Korea. You got to think over here in China, Asia, all around Asia, right? There are a lot of very sexy, competent businesswomen that are very, very, very much, as my T-shirt says, waifu material. Doc Holiday 5472 says, you're a PP addict, please get help. I know, I'm just addicted to it. This one's got, I think, 7 or 8 slides, so it's not too big, but it's just right. It feels just right. Don't worry. I'm here for the scuff. Says the best war is the waifu war. No. Also, so what I want to extend this to is picking, oh yeah, I don't forget about the cute businesswoman that went viral. No, I have not forgot about her. I have not forgot about that girl. So what I also want to extend this to is anime, right? Now I picked this is the top 6 off of my anime list. Well, hold on. We got Mazrova Palma coming in for a big 50 legal mindset memberships. Hold on. We got to get a good one for that.
Not a sin. I cannot absolve you. Mega based.
Super based. My reaction clips are a little slow today, but it's very based and definitely not a sin. Thank you for that. Please, guys, express thankfulness. If you're in the chat, say thank you to Mazrova Palma. If you receive one of those gift memberships, there'll of course be member streams, which are going to be just as lit as my locals are going to be. However, I'm giving one a day. Well, sorry, one a month for members on locals, and that's what I was doing before. It's definitely going to be more than that. If I can do one a week for locals, that's going to happen. Maybe even if I can do 2 a week, that'd be great. But one a week is my goal for locals. YouTube will be one a month, and one for free members and one for paid members. Or sorry, one for the lowest level member on YouTube and one for the higher member on YouTube. So we'll have all that as well. But say thank you because you got that free membership. So that gives you access to the emojis. It gives you access to pretty much everything you need. And Masaru Palma is indeed a Chad. Is indeed a Chad. 100%. Einhander, what's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. What's locals? You're gonna see in a second. Also, Fat Factor said Mei Ezakawa is one, current creative director of Bentley Motors. Okay, hold on. We'll pull that up. We'll pull that up. You chatted me, so that's going to get pulled up right now. All right, let's do that. Mei Ikuzawa. Okay. Mei's a good name. Let's see here. Oh yeah. That's pretty badass. I mean, actually it reminds me of one of my friends who also likes racing. But this is like fucking badass. Look at this. Hold on. This is the suggestion here, right? Competent woman, knows what she's doing, still looks good, still looks stylish, right? But likes cool stuff, likes racing, likes doing cool stuff. That's fine. That's definitely still material. That's definitely still cool. For sure. Einhander became a new member. Welcome. All right, there we go. Yeah, so once again, guys, don't think you're thinking too Western, right? You are thinking way too Western. We have options over here in the Golden East, right? Okay, let's pull this back up and add this to the stage. There we go. So I pulled this off my anime list, and I know you're not a new member, but you renewed it. You returned. I'm glad when all my members, my lost sheep, returned to the flock. I love that. By the way, I didn't feature Mudang today. Let's talk about animals here for a second. Mudang is now wearing her Thailand elephant hat. I love the elephants too. I'm actually discovered a deep love for animals. I'm actually going to talk about a really deep issue about animal, and I wanted to do it on a day when I'm in a really good mood and I have a lot of energy, because I want to talk about animal trafficking and stopping that, because I am very much pro animal, and I think all animals deserve the right to be free and wild and to live in a natural habitat, and I'm going to stand for that on this channel. So and obviously there's a place for domestication of certain animals. There's a place for some animals in zoos that were captive and they can never really go back in the wild, right? They don't have a place in the wild, so they have to go somewhere. It should at least be very, very comfortable, and they should live a good life. But that'll be another one for a future day. Love from Thailand. Awesome. We'll love you too. I love everybody. I love all you guys, and I appreciate you all. And I can't respond to every comment and everything else, but I really do deeply love you guys. I appreciate you guys, and thank you for helping make this a really positive chat. I really love it. Hippopotamus for Christmas, that'd be cute. But this is a good one. I'm going to highlight this because it's awesome. Freedom is an absolute right of all sentient creatures. I agree 100%. And one thing I've learned, I would say I'm still a Christian, but I've learned from Buddhism is, and this is in the Bible too, it's in many religions, it's been in many philosophies, is that all things have life, and even me as a hunter, right? And I was a hunter, appreciated the life that when I would go, hunting, the life that was given, for me. And I appreciate that, right? Even though I'm not going to give up meat, I appreciate, that that animal gave his life for me, so you have to be a really good steward, that's the kind of thing. Teddy Roosevelt energy, right? Teddy Roosevelt energy. But anyways, let's get back to anime, right? Mazuro Palma said, I see Mudang got a nice cap. Good job. She needs more accessories. I have more. I've got a Santa hat that I'm going to give to Mudang. So that's going to be like when we get, a little bit more towards Christmas, where Mudang's going to get a little Santa hat. So she's going to have a little cute Santa hat for her. But yeah, I also have a Kea theory. That's a crazy theory. You guys are going to hear it when we talk about Kea. I have some crazy theories, but sometimes my theories aren't so crazy, right? That's a core value among Native Indians. Yeah, and the natives got a lot of stuff right. We gotta understand they got a lot of stuff right. All right, so let's talk about these. So these are mine right now. So out of this list, this is the top 6 from MAL. So if I had to pick 3, and once again, it's hard to pick. For example, I really like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I haven't seen the Chainsaw Man movie, so I can't pick it or not. So I have to take it out of my list. But Frieren for sure. Jobless Reincarnation, that's Shingeki no Kyojin, season 3. And then wait, no, sorry, that's Attack on Titan. I'm giving myself away here. And then Steins Gate. I'm giving away some of my other preferences. But anyways, all good stuff. Right? All very, very good stuff. All right. So let's talk about the 3 wives. So this is one thing I want to, I will fight people on this, right? And I want people to understand this, because this is something that most people don't get, but it needs to be explained. Because most people, they think, okay, Rudius is greedy, Rudius is an asshole, Rudius is some POS. And I know this is going to piss people off. People get really heated over this. People get very heated over this. But people need to understand the deep meaning behind Rudius having 3 wives, right? Rudius was not, somebody who was trying to get greedy. He was not somebody who was trying to, do something insane. Each and every single one of these wives had a very, very specific role, right? And he cared for all of them, right? He cared for all of them. Sylvie was the first wife. She cured his depression and his ED. There was unconditional love. She was his first friend. There's an emotional anchor there to Sylvie, right? The elf. You always got to get an elf in there. The elves always need to get in there. And by the way, I don't know if you saw my X post, but I'm in a very elvish time of my life. I got some plants today. I got some flowers, good stuff. I'm feeling very elvish right now. Very elvish, right? And like the bond there that those two have is kind of unbreakable. But then you have Roxy, and Roxy has a place too, because she was a teacher, a spiritual guide. She pulled him out of despair after tragedy and helped him with his new identity, his new powers, right? Because he has these new powers, he's got to figure out how to use them, right? And then Eris, who is the first one who he actually kind of deeply fell in love with, because Sylvie was his friend first, but they were just friends, right? They weren't like lovers. It never got that deep, right? But Eris, actually, there's like love there between them and intimacy between them. But they couldn't get married because that wasn't the right point. Eris had to go to war. Eris had to go do her thing. She had to develop on her own. She had to grow up. And, but she's of the fiercest of the partners, and she pushes him to grow stronger, which is exactly what you should do. Okay, who said they're praying for the plant? The plant will be fine. I'm learning to have a green thumb, even though I cut my finger today. I have a very sharp carving knife and I cut myself. But anyways, all 3 of them have a role, right? And if I had to pick my top 3 anime, these are my top 3 anime right now. My top 3 anime, Attack on Titan. And this is, by the way, right now based on how I'm feeling right now. So this list will change, right? And it's fine. And I think it's okay to update your top 3. Now, it's not okay to update your wives. That's a sacred bond. You got to understand your wives are a sacred bond. So, don't update the wives, right? But if it's just your anime list, you can update your anime list, okay? That's not a marital bond, okay? There's no, sacred oath being given with anime. But you can have Attack on Titan. That's for right now for me. I'm feeling a lot of Attack on Titan energy. Spy Family and Frieren. These are all very, very big for me right now. Super important animes for me right now. And I like it because Frieren, it reminds me of a lot of the people that I lost along the way. There's a lot of friends and people that maybe I could have had a relationship with, or could as a friend or dating or mentor or something else. And I look back on my life and I think, man, what did that person teach me? Like my friend Legal Vices, Jeff Harrison. If you guys don't know Jeff, right? Jeff passed away. And I just always think about how much Jeff could have taught me, right? And in a way, Jeff was the Lorax. Jeff spoke for the trees, right? So I mean, I gotta protect the trees for Jeff, right? R.I.P. One of my great friends, my mentor in Korea, really, really great. One of those that teaches me. But Frieren teaches me that you don't have to be stuck in your depression. You don't have to be stuck in that loss of that person. You can take their memory and fight for that. You can fight on behalf of that, and you can take that person that's gone and say, you know what? I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep going for them. I'm not going to give up because that's what they'd want me to do, right? No matter what, right? RIP Jeff, 100%, 100%. Legal Vices taught me so much. Yeah, it's been a year. It's been a year. It's coming up on a year now, and I'm feeling it right now in the holiday season. Because guys, remember, a lot of things happened. Actually, to be honest, two people in my life passed away in the holiday season. Actually, this is a little bit personal, but I'll say this one. My father passed away in the holiday season. So did Jeff, right? So these people that are like father figures to me, passing away in the different times, and this is something about a person that you learn over time, right? You don't know what the holiday seasons mean to everybody, and to me, there's a lot of loss in the holidays. There's a lot of loss. A lot of things have happened to me in the holidays that are not good, that are really bad. But guess what? All of those people, all of those people would want me to be happy. Every single one of them. And they want me to live my life the way I want to live it. Both of them. So what am I going to do? Am I going to cry? No. I'm going to keep going for them. And if I do, I'll do it privately to myself. But you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep fighting for them. Really, like 100%. Right? Okay, let's get some questions here, and then I'm going to talk more about this. Okay, we're talking about Mushoku Tensei. Here's 5. Also, Eris isn't considered a wife. Rudy refers to her as his husband. Okay, dude, bro. It's okay, whatever they want to call themselves in the bedroom, because we know who's the dom and the sub between Eris and Rudy, okay? So you know that Eris is a top, right? Eris definitely wants to be the top. And now, if Rudy did it right, Rudy would, put some respect on his name and and push for that. But yeah, no, you gotta be strong. When you have a strong one like Eris, you gotta be bare for him. And thank you guys for there. And yeah, you take the base lessons you learn from your mentors, like the base lessons I learned from Legal Vices, my dad, and other figures that have been like a dad to me. I take all those lessons from those guys, and I just learn and I just grow. That's just how it is, man. Spider Bro says, Mega, make elves great again. We're going to bring back the elves. We're bringing back the elves, baby. We are bringing back the elves. King Luigi 95 says, I prefer husbandos. Too few worth my gooning. There we go. I mean, well, that's fine. And by the way, the list, I'm not meaning to be sexist here, but I'm a guy, and I'm only attracted to women. So, that is what it is. You can have your husbandos too. I just don't have a husbando list because I'm not interested in me. But yeah, same applies both ways. Silbury Sign, member for 21 months. His personal faves: Negima, Bakuman, Gits, Objective Goats, Cowboy Bebop, FMA Brotherhood, and Frieren. Yes, I agree with the Cowboy Bebop's great too. I love Cowboy Bebop. Spike's a badass, and he's just got that Julia thing. Like it's sort of like Frieren, right? It's the ghost of Julia that haunts him, even though Julia can never be with him, right? The ghost of Julia just haunts him completely. Please bring back the elves. We're trying. We're working on it. Okay. We're working on the elves. Okay. All right. Gets is Ghost in the Shell. Yes. Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell is great. Ghost in the Shell is very good. Very good. You want to talk about like cyborgs or like AI, whatever. It's like, that's pretty up there. It's pretty up there. Cortana's pretty hot too, though. All right. Spy Family. Why do I like this? And I'm actually going to tell you a crazy theory. Number one, because it promotes the family. And that's so rare in anime. And that's why the unhinged people hate this. But it shows how even an adopted family. So you can have a family that's not your real family. Like I consider you guys, especially the close members and the ones in my locals, I consider the locals, people on locals and people who are my base BLM members, the close members of my group. You guys are like a family to me. And I know a lot of you. I know what you like. I know the stuff you like. I know the stuff you like to hear. So like you guys are really like my family when you've been around for a while. And you respect your family. Now you don't always listen to them, but you respect them, right? And sometimes your family is a little fucked up. And this family, the Legal Mindset family, is a little fucked up, but we're honest and we do it our way and we have fun, right? We have fun. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. So this is pretty crazy family, but they work, right? They work together. And they got Anya, they adopted Anya, and they got the dog as well. And one crazy theory. Okay, you guys want to hear a crazy theory? I thought about this today. This is one of my crazy theories. Ready? This is my mindset tinfoil. I gotta put on a hat. Okay, I put on the I Love Bangkok hat. All right. And actually, I don't need the headphones for this. It makes it harder to wear the hat. Okay. So let's put on a little hat here. So, okay, crazy theory. Crazy theory. You know the dog in Spy Family? The dog in Spy Family has superpowers, has like psychic powers, right? What if, hear me out, Hassan's dog has superpowers and is really the one controlling Hassan? Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be hilarious? That'd be absolutely 100% hilarious. If Hassan's dog was controlling Hassan. Crazy, right? I'm going to take off my tinfoil hat right now. It's my tinfoil. But that would be hilarious because dogs kind of control you a little bit, right? Dogs are smart. Dogs are very smart. They're more intelligent than people give them credit for. And I love dogs, by the way. They're a little high maintenance, but I love dogs, right? They're a little bit too high maintenance for my traveling lifestyle. A bird guy can be free, right? And someone can feed it, and it will, bird can be free. But that said, the dog could be. Who knows? It could have known. It could have known. It was Kea all along. It was Kea all along, right? If that's true, where's Hassan's collar? Hassan's collar is the digital collar that he wears. He is a slave to streaming. Did you hear Frogan the other day? She was crying about, being tied to streaming, which I empathize with because, I feel tied to streaming. But what I decided was my happiness is more important than streaming all the time. And I'm going to stream when I'm happy, when I'm in a good mood, when I have something I'm passionate to talk about. And now I'm finding more passion to talk about different topics. Like, for example, the animal trafficking topic. I want to talk about that. I still want to do an EU one, but I'm thinking about that one a little bit more carefully. I have to be very careful with politics because I want to make sure that I give the right strategy with that, right? But that said, this is all very, very good stuff. It's all very good stuff. Frogan is next to settle for sure, probably. Ryoko Akubi from Tenchi Muyo is a ride or die. Let's pull her up. I like with these references to sometimes pull up a visual because we got to have good visuals. They go a long way. Okay, Ryoko Akubi. Oh yeah, Ryoko. Okay, yeah, Ryoko's great. Yeah, Ryoko is great. Is any of this good? Okay, hold on. It's a little too spicy sometimes, so let's pull up one that's okay. I think this is a good one. This won't get me censored, will it? Let's go with this one. Oh, there's like an elvish Ryoko. This is actually a cool one. Hold on, let me pull this up. All right, there we go. Nothing not safe for work here, so we're good. We're good. It's Ryoko, in case you guys don't know. Pretty good. No complaints here. It's pretty good. My chat's some pretty good options. Repton says, I heard Skeleton Knight in Other Worlds getting a second season. Can't wait to see it. Oh, cool. Yeah, I love that one. That's a really great one. Doc Otis says, Farming Life in Another World is almost most underrated modern anime. More folks need to watch it. Yeah, it's actually a really great one as well. I've watched I don't think I've finished it, but I've watched some of it. It's a really good one. Ron Mickelson, 9443 said, hello, Andrew. Good people. Well, hello to you. Glad to see you. Kai Guy Nikki, 7317 says, Dominique Toretto approves Sky X Family. It's great. Sky X Family is great. And once again, it is something that is very, very, very wholesome. And I think the world needs more wholesome anime and needs more promotion of the family. And Japan knows how to do that. Sebastian Mueller, 7013 says, oh, Andrew, I see you as a family too, but we still need an insanity plea. Oh my God. Okay. Hold on. Where's my clips? Hold on. I love you like a family, but it takes a family member. It takes a family member to say, hold on. Here we go.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
To say F you. The swear jar is full today. Felzu says, thank you for the anime stream. My top 3 in the moment are Yori Oshi, Simoon, and Betterman. Weeaboos represent. That's right. Never be ashamed of your anime love. Spider Bro says, people crapping on the Pragmata game because it shows healthy father-daughter relationship between a man and an android girl, and the demo is great. Oh, cool. I'll check that out. That sounds really cool. I don't have much time for games right now, but Sounds like a really wholesome sort of game. And once again, we need more of that. We need more positive father-daughter relationships. Why is that so weird? It should be something that's really normalized. The Einhander says top 5 in no particular order. Ava, yes. Code Geass, Elfin lied, GTO, and Fate with special shots to Gundam, OO, and DXD. Okay, it gets me to my next one. But let's finish the 3 here, and I'll give you my little quick on Attack on Titan and why that's big for me. So right now, I'm going up against a wall. And I am, trying to find good content. I'm trying to find things to do and overcome this boundary and push the next level on YouTube. And it really feels like YouTube is a Titan, and I'm fighting Attack on Titan, on this. So I need that energy, and I need that support. I need that Mikasa support, and I definitely need some help to go up against some of the barriers that I'm coming up with. And I kind of got a Mikasa here in the chat. I got a Danielle. Danielle's doing great, and really supporting me. She's been amazing. But guys, please say thank you to Danielle. And her, right now she's still dropping my X, which I will be back on when it stops messing with me. X is really glitchy lately. But yeah, I'm rocking that Levi haircut. That's right. Got that Levi energy. Patrick Ellis said, when it comes to Isekai, I think one of the best and most underrated is The Sentence of a Bookworm. That one's very good. And you're right, it is underrated. It is underrated. Hassan's collar is a ring. Oh, that would be weird. If Hassan's collar was a... Oh, man, that would be funny. That would be funny. The Professor Keem, 1911, member for 20 months, says, always remember Mudang is greater than any anime. That's right. Mudang is the power. Mudang is very powerful. But there could be a Mudang anime. What if there was a Mudang anime? Thailand could do it. They could do it. They could do a Mudang anime Thai style. They could do it. It'd be great. Doc Holiday 5472 says, farming life is a harem story. He only has one wife and a kid in the anime. In the novels, I think the main character has 30 wives, 20 kids. Okay, that's too many. That's too many. Now I'm going to tell you why. You got to only have 3. If it's going to be, at a time for anime, right? You can do more for other stuff, but and definitely for wives. 100% for wives, you only get 3, right? You only get 3. But I've also got to go through my mecha stuff because I wanted mecha as a subgenre, and I wanted just to say these are my top 3 mecha anime, and this is super, super important, right? I like Mobile Suit Gundam, especially 8th Team, because it shows the realism of war, and you see both sides. Because one thing about war, and this is very important about globally, right? Think about this globally with every single conflict. There are 2 sides to that story, right? But in a war, you often get pulled into one side or the other. And sometimes you shouldn't take one side or the other, so you can fairly assess both sides and say, okay, which cause here is just, which cause here should I be aiding, which cause here which way does the balance need to tip? And is there a point where it doesn't need to tip all the way? Perhaps, hey, one side, maybe they're 75% right, but there's 25% of other stuff they got to acknowledge, right? They've got to acknowledge. So 8th Team shows war is not good. We do not want people in war. This is something bad. People are dying. People are, perishing. The loss of life, human life, is tragic. And of course, there's collateral damage. Like I talk about animals. I mean, how many habitats have been destroyed by war, by landmines, by other things, right? So much of nature is destroyed by war. Right? We do not need more war. And 8th Team teaches that, but it also is cool. It's very realistic, and it's got mecha. And I've got sympathy for both Zeon and the Earth Federation. I mean, now Zeon uses unconventional tactics, right? I mean, they do some real terrorist stuff. They literally drop colonies on Earth. That is crazy, right? And that is pretty extreme. But they make some fair points about the Federation being corrupt, inefficient, and wanting to dominate and control them, and they just want to be free in space. So you kind of got to understand Zeon to a certain point, right? Yeah, it is anti-war, and I think people should generally default to that, right? Doc Holiday says, I'm waiting for your opinion on Kiss X6. I have not seen that, and I think that's bait. That you're trying to trap me here. You're trying to trap me here, right? Don't trap me. Don't entrap me with these super chats, okay? All right, next, Ava. Evangelion's great. The story is very existential. I love the existentialism of that. It also got elements from Judeo-Christian religion, a lot of stuff from the Talmud as well, right? Like you have Lilith in there. By the way, real quick comment today. I'm not going to try to dunk on too hard on the Roach King, but he had a comment about Asmongold got Lilith pretty wrong. He's like, oh no, he called some woke girl Lilith. I'm like, no, you got to remember, Lilith was Adam's first wife in the Talmud, right? So I mean, she wasn't all bad at a certain point, right? However, she got corrupted, right? And sometimes that happens. Life corrupts you. And in certain versions of the story, there's many different versions of the Christian origin story in other literature. There's other versions. There's even a Gnostic version. There's all sorts of other versions. And it's interesting to read them all because you see the different perspectives. And in some perspectives, like Lilith might have been redeemable. It's possible. Mike could save Lilith. You don't know. So, but not everybody knows deeply about religion or studied it deeply. So I forgive the Roach King. I try to be a mentor, right? Anyways, last but not least, you've got Macross, right? Yeah, you've got Macross. Yeah. Somebody says bro knows the fake lore. A lot of people, I will say, a lot of people in a lot of things only know the fake lore. They don't know the real lore. They go on the lore that's like surface level. Like if you hit Google or use AI, right, you're getting like this fake lore. But you got to go deeper. You got to really go deep with serious things, right? Yeah. This is one of the lores that Lilith was made with Adam, the Eve of Adam. Yes, was actually made of the same soil. So that's a very interesting little tidbit there. But anyways, okay. Let's finish this right here. Macross Plus. Why do I love this? Okay, it's got aliens and it's got AI. So, and one of the things that's really cool about that is it shows that like humans and aliens can get along and they can interbreed, right? Even the Zentradi wants to hit that, right? The Zentradi wants to get in there. And the Zentradi are pretty fucking cool. The Zentradi are very cool. And there's a little bit of a love triangle. You might even call it like a love box there. But yeah, they can all figure it out. They can all be happy and they can keep their friendship, right? They can keep their friendship, right? Love doesn't have to tear people apart or end friendships, right? So anyways, that's how that goes, right? All right, I love Polygon. Yeah, something like that. All right, so that was what I have for that. So anyways, let's just real quick to review here. Wars do happen over two sides. I think having three helps mediate that. Unlimited is too much. You cannot have unlimited wives. You cannot have unlimited anime loves. You cannot have unlimited tops. You got to pick some favorites. You got to pick something. But I think three balances each other out without becoming a direct tug of war. When two fight, the other one steps in. So let's say Asuka and Rei are fighting. Who steps in? Masato. Masato steps in. And Masato's like, hey, kids, calm down here. Now, of course, once again, I have to state that at the time of that, they're under the legal age of marriage. Of course, they couldn't do it legally, but let's pretend in an alternate universe, right? In an alternate universe, they're all grown up. They're all adults, right? Everyone's of adult age, right? Which would probably mean by then Shinji might get in the robot. Who knows? But the story is about growing up. It's a growing up story, a teenage story. But, Masato steps in. And that's why Masato has value, right? Because she can step in and mediate that. Then you've got a bond which is special and sacred with each partner. Each has a role, like Rudius, right? Rudius and each of his wives has a very special bond. It's sacred and each has a role, right? Picking one side leads to narrow-mindedness, right? It leads to narrow-mindedness. You got to be able to be open to pick more than one, right? Pick more than one. Okay. Before we get to the comments, everything else, I'll leave this up for a second and I'll answer some comments here. Einander says, that's why I love Gundam 00. Oh, you want to have a war? Fine. We'll make you both lose until you both give up. Good luck. And that's exactly what I like. I love that storyline. That is a fantastic storyline. It's like, no, there needs to be someone who's like, I'm going to make you stop, right? You want to fight. I'm going to make you stop fighting. Because I know you want to fight, but we're not going to let you fight. And I'm not going to let you fight. That's a great way of executing things. I definitely agree. Lilith ended up marrying Lucifer. A lot of things can happen. Once again, Lilith can be fixed. Hayden J. Powers, 5180 says, like Huey Lewis would say, you feel the power of love. That's right. Kai Guy Nikki, 7317 says, three balances out, attack, stamina, defense. That's right. They've all got that going on. All right. That's what I got here. That's what I got there. Just wanted to drop that out. But anyways, Let's put this up, and I want to make sure you guys see this. This is my coming up here. We've got more in-depth discussions of anime, politics, my backstory, religion, and other deep revelations coming on my locals at legalmindset.locals.com. Code XMIS for a 5% discount, only the first 5 signups. If you go to the link, legalmindset.locals.com, I'm going to put this code in the description after the video ends, because I think I've got to wait. Let's see. Was going to let me do this right now? No, I've got to play with the description afterwards because it's being cantankerous with me. So I've got to play with it. But I'm going to put this code in the chat. So let's just put this. So code Xmas, legalmindset.locals.com. I really would like to get more people on that platform. I'd really like to have more people there joining that family because it's very intimate, it's very private, and once again, we talk about things that I only want to talk about on that channel, and I talk freely. Sometimes I don't even wear a suit. Sometimes I don't even wear a suit. That's how crazy it is and chaotic. It's amazing. And I want to give a quick shout out to JP Ravenfire and B Tony over here. Welcome. And also JP Ravenfire dropping a very cute elf. That's a friend of mine over here. We've got Elfire Ava, right? If you don't follow her, she's an amazing elf and deserves a follow. Let's pull this up here. Very cute fan art of Ava there in her lawyer outfit. Super cute. Good friend of mine. We'll be back on the channel when we get into trial coverage, which we're going to get to in the future. And once again, that's something I really am excited about doing because trials are really amazing to cover when they actually spin up, right? And there's some big trials are going to spin up, like Courtney Clenny and some other trials that may come up. I mean, hell, the Denims one will be interesting when she actually goes to trial, but I don't believe that will be televised, right? Don't believe that will be televised. Very based elf. But anyways, guys, that's what I wanted to have you for today. I didn't want to do it too long of an episode. Let me see what he got here. Okay, I want to see here. I love the word cantankerous. Cantankerous is a good one. That's right. 3-wife, 3x3 Menheras. It's not linear. No. It's fine. You can handle 3 Menheras. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Herm Dude for 5 Singapore says Shinji eventually ended up with Mari though, just to show Anno is dedicated to his wife. Yes, but that was the retcon, right? The original version was not that, right? What happened later when they tried to retcon it, that wasn't as good as the original. You got to go back to the OG sometimes. Some things are good when they're updated, but some things it's better the original, right? The real original, not the fake original, the real original. All right, guys, that's what I wanted to get today. There's one more here. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend, brother. Thank you so much. And CCPZ Tech, thank you so much for helping me with my tech issues. I'm a tech boomer, and I've had a lot of people helping me with my tech recently. My freaking phone was SIM jacked. A lot of weird stuff happened to me, but I got past it. Once again, stuff happens, problems happen. But as always in life, you have stuff like anime to cheer you up, and anime always cheers me up. Also, guys, in the comments, if you want to drop your favorite anime, your top 3s, your top 3 waifus, your top 3 animes, I really want to hear that, guys. I really do. Anyways, Merry Christmas to you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time, and I will talk to you later. Peace.
You are coping the ceiling. You just can't believe what you're seeing. It's you coping the ceiling. The truth it is all day, and now you are more.